Hello, Gamergate. Hello, everybody. This is a Raging Papist, and I just found out very recently that one of my favorite websites as part of Gamergate and for gaming in general is going down. And the name of the website was Reaxxion. Now, Reaxxion was a place that essentially sprung up as a result of Gamergate. It was part of the controversy, and frankly, for me as a person in the Reactosphere, it was everything that I wanted a games journalist place to be. um, Essentially, it was all about fostering Gamergate, being anti SJW, anti progressive. It tilted toward the manosphere, which I'm not really that excited about. I'm not big into the manosphere, but it was a reactionary place to be. Go figure, with a name like Reaxxion. And now that the website is coming down, I figure I'd maybe find a handful of the articles that I really enjoyed from that place before they're all scuttled, essentially, and post them on YouTube just to keep them around for archive purposes, because some of these they were really, really good articles. And so I wish the team at Reaxxion all the best. And I hope that some of their writers find other places to go and keep up the good fight, against SJWs, keep fighting for Gamergate, keep fighting for our devs, and to preserve gaming culture as we know it, and to foster an even better one. So with that, the first article that I chose to read here is "3 Things Games Must Not Apologize For" by David Garrett, and here it begins. Since Anita Sarkeesian and her minions manufactured a state of persecution and vilification against female voices in video games and tried to silence male ones, developers and consumers alike have been under attack for making and choosing their preferred titles. Rather than letting the free market speak, without quotidian attempts at social indoctrination, opponents of Gamergate are seeking to stipulate unofficial but strict rules on what can and cannot be shown in games. Gaming companies and those that cherish these companies' best products must never apologize for what they enjoy creating and playing. To fully take back the debate and banish SJWs from trying to control gaming, fair-minded individuals should start with reasserting their right to have the games that they want. Here are 3 things games and gamers do not owe SJWs a mea culpa for. Number 1. This is relevant to my channel with the sorcerers. Number 1, showing boobs or sexualizing women. Women already continually sexualize themselves. Feminists who attack the portrayal of women in video games can first do a better job of pillaring the Kate Uptons and others overtly sexualizing themselves as a career choice, or by taking to task the millions of women around the world who pathetically mask constant attempts to flash their cleavage from irregular angles by making ubiquitous duck faces. With women already deliberately and flagrantly selling themselves online and elsewhere in the context of the sexual marketplace, the sexualization of women in video games is merely a reflection of a phenomenon females readily and gleefully contribute to in real life. Having a Duke Nukem-esque game where burly men alternate between using big guns and cavorting with supple women, or combine both at the same time, is much more in line with reality than feminists would have the public believe. Number 2. Violence, even gratuitous amounts of it. The SJWs who spawned the rape culture myth would have you believe otherwise, but global violence, most evidently in the first world, is at historic lows. Are we going to trust a street feminist or a non-politically correct academic, Steven Pinker? Pinker has highlighted the downward trend of violence in modern times. You can watch his TED presentation on the matter here. Beyond Pinker's work, a litany of other professors and crime statistics in general support the unparalleled physical safety of modern times. With the advent of widespread video games during the 1980s and their progressive shift to more and more realistic graphics and other renderings, violence has actually declined. There is no correlation between violent video games and increased levels of violence. Even in those isolated cases where a usually mentally disturbed person plays a video game and tries to reenact it, correlation is not causation. Instead of what do-gooders and SJWs incessantly tell us, that we have to police violent games to prevent social delinquency, the inverse is the case. Number 3, not featuring obligatory gay or transgender characters. And there's a nice little picture of Krem from Dragon Age Inquisition. If SJWs want characters who are gay or transgender, or themes which support the aims of those communities, they can make their own titles. They can put in the hard yards themselves without desperate appeals for crowdfunding and other handouts. Sales should be the final arbiter, not donations. Anything less reeks of a political party or a superior PAC assisting someone's presidential campaign, a PAC. Transgender characters like Krem from Dragon Age may exist in some games, but given the relative paucity of transgender people in a randomly selected group of people, they certainly do not belong in every or most games. Additionally, the majority of games, especially those involving armed conflict, are not sedate affairs where players sit around discussing the world and diversity in university lecture-style settings. They are fast and action-packed. As I raised earlier, developers and those purchasing games are perfectly poised to decide what they want titles to focus on and use in the storyline and gameplay. Enforcing crude, unofficial gender and transgender quotas should be avoided at all costs. It is nothing short of rampant and unapologetic social engineering. There's nothing wrong with male-centric media. Women have female-only gyms, female-only spaces, and a plethora of other exclusive zones and perks. The same goes for LGBT and transgender individuals. Heterosexual men, most notably those who are white, are the only sizable group of people expected to cut back on or disavow their preferences and idiosyncrasies. Be sure to actively support those companies producing games that appeal to men by buying their titles. Money is powerful, particularly when it is spent without resorting to gimmicky re-education campaigns like those employed by Anita Sarkeesian and Feminist Frequency. Male gamers have nothing to apologize for. That was a reading of 3 Things Games Must Not Apologize For by David Garrett, an author on Reaxxion. Reaxxion, you guys, I'm sorry to see you guys go. I will most likely do at least one, maybe a couple more in the future. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the article, and I'll talk to you all later. Thanks. Bye-bye.